like 35192. AlanCoxShow.com for everything else. You can watch the show live there if you like. This week's Alan Cox Show Instagram hotties are there, Volume 12. If you're gunning for Volume 13, you're going to want to hit Bill up via email.
All right, got a girl for next week.
Hey, there you go.
Be closer to 20 at this point.
All right.
Got a little stockpile going.
Oh, okay.
20 what?
Volume 20.
Oh.
We're on Volume 12 now. He's laying them out all the way to 20.
Okay.
And then the new Poundcake, which is called Be Kind. That is up there for your enjoyment as well. Alan, people need to chill the F out. We're not going to leave all of our small businesses hanging. We already have things in place for these companies to get immediate relief. Yes, but that is already depleted. That small business fund that they agreed upon is pretty much gone because everybody needs help. I was watching Steve Mnuchin on, I don't know what it was, Fox Financial Channel or CNBC or something. Dude thinks that $1,200 lasts people 10 weeks.
10 weeks?
I don't know what this guy's talking about. I know he's a super rich dude, but I don't know what he thinks, because people are getting these $1,200 checks. And I guess he thinks that goes a lot. This is a guy whose wife, when they were taking a tour of the Treasury or whatever, his wife was holding up the sheet of $100 bills and posting on Instagram. And you got a real head for the common man there.
These checks in the mail or direct deposit, it's really bridge liquidity for people as they go through these difficult times.
Bridge liquidity for about 8 weeks?
Well, I think the entire package provides economic relief overall for about 10 weeks.
No, there you go, 10 weeks. He calls it bridge liquidity. You know, well, this is just to get you to where you need. It's like, yeah, well, for a lot of people, this is all they have now. So
that's $17 a day. Now, as someone who on the road, my budget per day, like if I'm really making it just city to city, paying for the bare essentials is $15 a day. And as a single person, that is very hard to live off of.
Well, he's saying what he said there is the total package. Now, I don't know what that means, but I'm not reading that there's going to be waves of money for people. It's not what I'm reading at all.
Nope.
Right.
So I'm led to believe, I'm left to infer from Steve Mnuchin that $1,200 should last you 10 weeks. Now, he can't possibly think that. I don't care how wealthy you are. You know that $1,200 does not last anyone 10 weeks.
No.
So I'm not sure what he meant by that, but I guess we'll find out. You can always call the Alan Cox Show After Hours line, by the way, if you're not able or willing, by the way, to join us live. You can call anytime, 216-986-8903. I got another call from Jen. Well, she prefers Genevieve, right. But I like to call her Jen.
Hello. I have 3 things to say to you people today. Number 1, it's not pronounced LaCroix. It's pronounced LaCroix. Say it with me. LaCroix. That's
LaCroix.
First of all, it's not. I don't know what she's
LaCroix.
talking about. People call it LaCroix.
Yeah.
As a joke, I call it La Croix, because that's how you would actually pronounce it in the French.
Croix.
La Croix, the cross, right? You're drinking bubbly water called the cross, is what you're doing. I don't know where La Croix came from, but whatever. That's fine. She can do whatever she wants.
Strike one.
I like how every time she calls us, tells us the last time she ever calling. We got her hooked.
That's the proper way to say it. You stupid people. Number 2, what's his name? Bill. It would be wonderful if
Yeah, because last time she called, said she had a bone to pick with Bill, and then
Never
didn't
got to it.
pick the bone.
Yeah, maybe this is it.
Oh, let's see if she picks the bone.
you stopped using your dog as a prop on Instagram and exploiting her. That's so rude of you, because it's obvious you're doing it for clicks and likes and engagement. Rude. Same with your girlfriend.
Why do people say that like they don't know that that's what
that's
anybody's
exactly what
on
I'm
social
doing,
media?
yes.
We're trying to get people to click and like and engage. That's like part of our actual job, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't understand her point.
She's saying that's the only reason he got the dog.
That's not the only reason.
Oh, the
I got
only reason
dog.
he got the
I
dog.
think.
That's
I got
silly.
the-
No,
because then I would post way more.
Yeah, she said he's using his dog as a prop.
Oh, okay.
But if he had a new
I
dog, of course
misunderstood.
you'd. I mean, if
It's
you
an
went back,
incredibly cute dog.
If you went back 9 years into my Instagram account, it was a lot of pictures of my dog.
Right.
Fewer now because You're
used to it.
Whatever.
The spark is gone.
Yeah,
We
that's
get it.
right.
We get it.
We're an old married couple.
Rude. Same with your girlfriend. is she aware that you're filming her in her underwears? She's playing with the dog in her underpants. She's cooking stir fry in her underpants, watching TV, underpants. Rude. I hope she knows you're doing that. And number 3.
Wait. Does she think that I'm filming my girlfriend from the closet?
Yes.
She doesn't realize that, like, she knows you're filming her
Yeah.
taking pictures, right?
She knows exactly what's going on.
You're not single white femaling your girlfriend.
And sometimes she's in her underpants, but sometimes she's in just a really short pair of shorts that looks like underpants.
I didn't realize. I
So
got to start
calm
following
down.
Bill Squire. I didn't realize there are all these underpants shots on your Instagram account.
3. I would like to be added to the blacklist. Thank you, and goodbye. Forever.
Forever again. Added to the blacklist.
Blacklist.
Ain't no way she's black.
Send a picture.
Yeah, whatever.
By injection doesn't
don't.
count,
Kidding.
Genevieve.
Yeah, whatever. Don't. Yeah, by the way, speaking of businesses that are going to open, I was reading a thing this morning about how one of the ways that you might be protected from the coronavirus is UV light.
I miss
Ultraviolet light, right?
tanning beds.
Tanning beds. Let's open. I'm looking downright pallid, son. I mean, let's open the salons, tanning beds, all right?
Dude, I would love
I'll
that.
get in there. If UV light is good for the coronavirus, let's get Palm Bay back up and running, or whatever these places are called.
Silly white
Beach.
And
people.
let's get in there.
Well, you know what? This is how desperate I am for sunlight. I normally in like off season or whatever, I go to the gym. There's tanning at my gym, so I'll tan like once or twice a week just to keep vitamin D, UV lights, whatever it is, and my body needs it. 2 days ago, I was laying on my floor with the sunlight like coming into my living room. I was laying on my floor in my bathing suit because I was like, I need sunlight. I'm dead serious. I'm laying on
You
my
were like
floor.
a cat lying in the sun
My
coming in.
cat was in
Yeah.
the other window.
I don't blame
cat
you.
She was sunbathing by one window. I
don't
was
blame you.
sunbathing by the other window because I'm like, just sitting with the sun on my face felt so good.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I need some sunlight.
I wasn't that worried about it until our Jamaica trip got postponed until January. I'm like, okay, well, I was fully planning on getting some sun in, about this time of the year.
I crack
Not even-
jokes, but like tanning beds are actually I mean, it's not the best for your skin, but if you go like,
Isn't it good for what you have, though?
for psoriasis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for psoriasis, it's good, but it's not like a cure or something like that.
No, but it's
You
like
know, but it helps.
You shouldn't tan. Like that's a shortcut.
No, you get a little bit of exposure, and it
once
helps
a
your
week,
skin.
if
Yeah.
that. It's
Yeah.
the same thing with people who have really bad acne, like on their face. So if you go tanning, it'll dry your skin out, and then it can clear up a little bit of your acne. And this is people who go to multiple tanning places. They'll have like 3 memberships across town, and they go 3 times a day. No, that's not healthy. But
Yeah,
a
that's a
little
little
bit,
ridiculous.
A little bit, once or twice a week, is really good for your body.
Now, I don't know if the UV light they're talking about is the same. There's UVA and B and different, I don't know.
One of them burns you. I think UVA is more likely to burn your skin, and a lot of higher end tanning beds use UVB.
Okay.
I want to say I could have that flip flop, but like one of them is not good and one of them is better.
Instead of getting a table, you should have got a tanning bed for your
I almost got a pool table. That's what I was looking into before a dining
you-
room
you
table.
should
Eat
get-
dinner on your pool table.
I
pool
would.
table, then put like a slab over
It's
it.
way too small of a space.
Yeah.
Hot
If I had
pocket,
more room,
corner
I would.
pocket.
Hey, there you go.
It's like when Job gets a pool table in his office, and everywhere he moves, he's like having a guy with a sledgehammer poke a hole in the wall. He's like, all right, I need another hole there. Arrested Development, great show.
Now, the irony, not the irony, but maybe the flip side of that coin is opening a tanning salon back up would probably, those places sometimes are rife
Yeah, they
with
get like
health
staph
issues.
infections and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
I mean,
that
so
spread through them. So
it's probably one of the last places you'd want to consider if you're
places-
trying to get a pandemic under control. But still, I mean, I'm just looking for any kernel of something. And man, I'm looking pale, and I'm usually
so
not.
pasty right now.
Yeah, it's bumming me out.
do you want me to adjust the camera so you're not so pale?
Who?
All you guys. I can.
Why would you
I don't
have
need
any
it.
camera angle on us that made us look pale
I mean,
in the first place?
I don't have you looking pale, but I can make you look as dark as you want.
Green.
You want green?
Yeah.
I can do green
No,
on
don't
Mary.
do green.
Oh, he's going
Alright,
into
there
chroma
you
key.
go.
You're right.
Oh, I
There
see.
you go, here you go. Let's
I
get
see.
some
Mess
green.
with the exposure and the
Now
lights.
you're a little
and-
blue right now.
That's okay.
There you go. Now you're nice and blue. I don't think I can get it quite
How do I
green. Oh yeah, it's pretty green.
Does it match my eyes?
Yeah. It's,
I don't want to be accused of blackfishing.
Yeah. I couldn't really get you green. Got you very blue though.
Okay, sure, that works.
Well, there you go.
Do you think gyms will reopen? That'll be probably
That's
one
a
of the
tough
last.
one.
We're trying to be an
See,
essential
that-
business.
I think the first places are going to open are like these big offices or factories, something where just people can put on a mask and they can get their temperature taken and they can go back in. And I don't think it's going to be retail or I don't know, man. I just can't see those places.
I can see some retail, but it's also dependent. Like they're just going to have strict rules about how many people can be in the store and what they're there for.
Like clothing stores?
But also,
or
retail have, furloughed hundreds of thousands of employees, too. So, who are you going to call back to work when there's 10 people in the store? You're going to get, one shift a week?
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows
better
how
than
any
no
of it...
shifts.
I agree.
What about
but I don't know how
robbers?
any of it's going to... What?
Remember the robbers that are out of work that
Yeah,
Mary
the
was talking
robbers.
about?
Because everybody's in masks.
Well, that's why you're not... The convenience store by my house says no masks, no hats because of the robbers.
Those
I didn't
damn
make the
robbers.
sign.
They really... And robbers, as I understand it, preceded the coronavirus. There were robbers around before that.
They're like cockroaches.
Yeah.
No pandemic takes out robbers.
Man.
I'll never be a cop. I'll have to be a robber.
Yeah.
Boy, Netflix is killing it, by the way. The stock. If you bought shares of Netflix early on in Netflix when they were still mailing out DVD, I realize they do still mail DVDs out to people. And I know we've mentioned that before, but I was reminded of it by the fact that a couple of weeks ago, after the mail stopped coming up here to this floor, there was still some outgoing mail in the mailroom, and somebody had a couple of Netflix DVDs in there. I'm like, boy, they are never going to get those back to Netflix. But Netflix stock now is higher than Disney because obviously Disney is in a terrible position
Losing
right now.
$30 million a day.
$30 million a day.
A day. And that's
Imagine that. They might be broke in a decade. Oh, my God. They're worth a lot of money. And again, it also, a lot of these valuations are kind of bull crap, too. But last year, they made $70 billion.
Netflix or Disney?
Disney made $70 billion last year.
$70 billion.
Because you got the streaming and you got the movies and you got the parks and so now they're down to the streaming.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it hasn't really changed their stock price much because I think they're figuring that it'll be a relatively something will happen for them. But these guys could be broke in 6 years based on only making $70 billion.
You don't think about the stores. I don't know when the last time you went to a mall or something, but Disney store.
1989.
I feel like that's not a place people are seeking out.
Most
if you
Disney
still,
stores have closed.
Have they?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think
was
I've
gonna
ever
say,
seen a
'cause
Disney
nobody's-
store.
Oh, I used to work in the mall, so this is again years and years ago.
Yeah,
but
they were very popular for a while, but I haven't seen a Disney store, and I want to say a decade, maybe not quite that long. Maybe
Well, there
5
were
or 6 years.
It depends if there was in a mall. Downtown Chicago used to have a standalone Disney store, like a 4-story thing.
Yeah.
So those might still be around, but I feel like the mall stores went away a while ago.
Okay, I didn't know. I was gonna say because that's something that I feel like you only do when you're with your kid and they see it and you're like, damn it, now I have to go into this store.
Oh man,
you know what I mean?
I would take different ways in the mall to avoid that until it would be the last stop.
Yeah,
we can do this last, but I knew they were going to be in there for 45 minutes, looking at every single thing, touching every single thing, and then they'd want this thing and be like, "Yeah, I can't get that because it's $45 for a little stuffed animal," and you'd have to kind of negotiate with them to get something that's affordable. Man, Disney store was so expensive.
Yeah.
Netflix is worth more than Disney now. Netflix is $426 a share.
Damn.
So if you got in with them early and you just set it and forget it. Because they used to be called, weren't they called something else, or there was a competing service? It was called DVD at home or something. In the early days of Netflix, it was either called something else.
I think it was always Netflix.
Really?
They tried to, when they went streaming as their priority, they tried to do that Flickster thing, and that was a bomb.
Oh, maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
But it was, then they're like, no, we're just going to keep it Netflix.
I remember Reed Hastings was the guy who founded Netflix, and I thought he called it something else.
He may have.
He started it in the late 90s.
I've had it Netflix for so long.
I am a parasite on someone else's account for so long.
Me too.
Yeah.
Parasite's on Hulu now. Anybody seen Parasite?
I haven't watched it yet. Maybe I'll watch that this weekend.
It'll be in my queue after Surviving R. Kelly Part 2. I'm
Did
almost
you watch
done.
it?
I'm almost done.
Netflix is not available in mainland China. It's available worldwide except in mainland China.
You think
In
it's outlawed?
Syria and North Korea.
Ah.
Okay.
Boy, those
seeing a trend.
poor North Koreans. Yeah, There really seems to be a common thread there.
Netflix and chill there.
No.
Not really a lot of chill in those places.
What about
They have no chill, Netflix or otherwise. What about what?
Well, mainland China. What about the islands? Is there islands around China?
Well, like Hong Kong.
Yeah, there are islands. Yeah.
So you can get it in Hong Kong then?
You might be able to.
Yes, you can get it in Hong Kong.
Did he say Hong Hong?
I heard Hong Hong.
Hong Hong? Is that what you said?
I thought maybe he swallowed his spit at the wrong time.
I did.
Or something.
Oh my gosh, you're so
Hong
right.
Hong,
I did.
I'm live in Hong Hong.
Had a lot of
Got me in the
saliva.
front butt.
Got me in the front butt.
Hong Kong.
There's a Disney store at Great Northern Mall, people are telling me.
That's that's the mall that my family will go to. It's like kind of central to where my dad is and where we are.
Okay, then you're
so
right.
So that's why I was like, I'm pretty sure it's still open.
Okay, well, that one has one, but there used to be one in like Summit Mall. There used to be one in South Park, I feel like.
I feel like South Park still has it too, maybe.
I don't think it.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Alan is a laid-off restaurant bartender. I'm really looking forward to get back to work so I can grab a plate that a martini-drunk 75-year-old just coughed on.
True.
Occupational hazard, man. I mean, and it's going to be weird times.
I know it's not the same thing as a deadly virus. It's there was like around Lent time, and when everybody's eating, fish on Fridays and yada yada, the restaurant I worked for had like a Lent menu, and a lot of it was shellfish. It was like shrimp and crab cakes and a crab quesadilla and all this stuff.
You couldn't eat it.
I would
Couldn't
be
even
like,
be around.
I'm not going to take that person's plate. I'm not running that food
Right.
to have somebody run into me, and then now it's, you know what I mean? So it's like, that was the most annoying 2 months of my life because I'm like, I'm staying out of that kitchen. I'm not going back there. All the fumes and everything going around. So, I mean, that's a very legitimate concern to have, is that if people are coughing on their stuff or their glasses. I guess I didn't really, until they said that, I didn't really think about that.
Gwen worked at, it was either high school or part of college. She worked at Joe's Crab Shack. I don't know if they have those around here.
I feel like they're in like Myrtle Beach and stuff like
Okay.
No,
that.
there
Yeah,
used to be one
destination
around
place.
here,
Yeah.
Was
but
there?
I think they've closed.
When she went to Indiana University and she worked at Joe's Crab Shack, I think maybe in the summer when she would go back home. And I remember her saying something about like one of her fellow employees discovered that they had a shellfish allergy like while they were working. Or
Oh,
something.
my God.
Like, here's your food as your face is swelling up.
That's what happened to me. It started to develop around like 2015, where I would just kind of get hives and stuff. And then actually at work, I ate a shrimp and crab quesadilla, and my whole body broke out in hives all over my face and my chest and everything. And I was like, I think I gotta go. Like, you know what they did? They gave me 3 Benadryl and made me finish my shift.
Are you Really?
kidding
I swear
me?
to God, I finished. I was like I had taken a break at maybe 1, and I was done at 4.
So
it
that's
was
not like an EpiPen situation. That's just a Benadryl situation.
It's gotten
didn't know that.
worse. So
Okay.
it
Do you
happened.
have an EpiPen with you
I
now?
don't have an EpiPen. They cost $700.
Someone's got to tell you what, they don't have an EpiPen.
So here's the thing. I talked to my.
What if a lobster jumps out in front of you as you're just walking around enjoying your day? You're catching some sunlight, and here comes a crab scurrying up to you.
Gets
Yes,
on my neck.
that's right.
I talked to my doctor, and I was like, hey, by the way, when I say my doctor, it's my friend who's a physician now because I don't have health care. I was like, hey, what's it like to be my primary care physician? Because that's who you are. But he said that basically every time you expose yourself to like a food allergy, it gets worse. He's like, so I had like sushi, and I started to feel my throat close.
Ooh.
And he was like, I'm serious. This is going to get deadly. Like, you got to stay away from it. Don't go to those places. Don't do this. Carry Benadryl
you can't
with
have
you at
any
all
sushi at
times.
all.
You go into a
just
sushi
be-
place and you're like, hey, I'm allergic to most of the things that you use.
I see
An
what you mean. Yeah,
abundance
yeah.
of caution.
Right.
Yeah, abundance of caution, sure.
It's weird that there's not a way to like give you little tiny bits to try and build up a
It's not
tolerance
how
again.
allergies work.
I don't know.
So it's not like a
Just asking.
virus where you develop antibodies
No.
for it. It gets progressively worse the more that you're.
Yes, it gets more serious the more that your body is exposed to it.
Wow.
So that was the last time I had like a reaction to it was in 2017. I went and had sushi for lunch with my sister. I was like, oh, this doesn't feel okay. Like, my throat started to hurt really, really bad, but there were no hives with that one. And I called my friend and I was like, what is this? And he goes, that's what happens. Like, the allergy can develop as you get older into being worse and worse.
You should have taken your stimulus check and
Gotten an
purchased
EpiPen?
one EpiPen.
Right.
And then just thought of, man, what can't I have that I'd really like to have? And then just gorge on it and have somebody there at the ready doing like a Tony Perkins in Psycho with that EpiPen. And then they stick it in you and you start to puff up like Pinky Malinky. Man, that'd be good. Film it.
I don't think so. I don't
Do the
really
whole thing.
like I miss shrimp. Crab and lobster, oysters, mussels, I can do without that. Shrimp I really miss. If I had to pick one thing to go back to.
What about, are you allergic to imitation crab? Do you have an imitation allergy to imitation crab?
I stay away from all of it.
All
Says
right.
crab, I'm not going to go near
I think it's
it.
just cod pressed in and sprayed pink.
Yeah.
Probably, but
To a weird meat shape.
yeah, to a stick.
shape. Yeah.
A stick shape.
Yeah. All right. Think about it, though. EpiPen.
Just to
Splurge.
have
They're
one last
$700.
hurrah. They're expensive.
I thought that they had. I thought so many people. I thought there had been such an outcry that there were companies that were making them more affordably.
If I'm being 100% honest, I haven't looked into it in a few years. I just stay away from all that stuff. I don't really go to seafood places, and if I do want like a piece of salmon or something like that, I'll either cook it at home or I'll get it from like a steak place.
So theoretically, if you were hooking up with somebody, wouldn't you have to grill them as to whether or not they had had any shellfish before they came over?
There was a guy actually, maybe a year and a half ago, that he was out to dinner with his mom, and then we hung out and had drinks. So it had to have been over a year ago. And when we were talking, we're like flirting, we're like, and all this stuff. And he told me that they went to a seafood place, that place that you go, Bill.
Boiler 62 or
yeah.
Yeah,
That's where they
place is
went,
great.
and I was like, you need to stay away from me. Like, I'm really glad that I didn't kiss you because I would have had a reaction.
Talk about your red wings.
Right. Right.
So CVS sells kind of like a bargain basement EpiPen, but it's a 2-pack for $110.
Oh, okay.
It's called Adrenaclick.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey!
I'm not
Think
going to
about
eat
that.
shellfish with an
right.
Adrenaclick.
All right.
That is not worth it.
All right.
Also, I mean, I know
Polar
that
blast
it's,
punishment next year.
eat a piece of shrimp.
All right, Mary's going to eat a piece of shrimp, a real shrimp.
No way.
Okay.
I feel those kind of things also make me nervous. I know it's the same
I understand.
stuff,
I understand.
but it's like when you're getting something that could be life-threatening.
You don't want to go
kinda-
bargain
You want
basement.
top of the
Right.
line.
It's like Dollar General pregnancy tests. I'm like, this is probably not the time to cut corners.
Yeah,
Like,
well, the science is still sound.
Yeah.
You know? All right. I got another $1,000 for you coming up at 4:30, and then 5:30 and 6:30. If you want to join us, text 35192 or AlanCoxShow.com.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS and everywhere you go on our free iHeartRadio app.
iHeartRadio is proud to join international